Yo, what's up, guys? I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to be speaking about when the right time is to start running ads as a coach. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Leruo Theledi, and I've had the opportunity to work with multiple different coaching businesses that have scaled to over $100,000 per month. And I've worked with up to date one business that has scaled to $1 million per month. And I've pretty much been responsible for the marketing, from the ads and funnels perspective on these businesses. And yeah, it's been a pretty awesome journey so far. And so over the years, you start to learn and understand a lot of different patterns about what makes certain coaching businesses scale to those levels, right? And what essentially also holds certain businesses back, right? And also seeing businesses that couldn't break through those points, right? And so, as a guy who loves ads and who literally is playing around with ads every single day, one of the questions I get asked a lot in my community is when is the right time to start running ads to my coaching offer, right? And it's pretty valid because I know a lot of coaches who get burned by certain agencies that just take over their ads and don't really produce great results, or that the person is super disconnected from the success of the company. And yeah, I just heard this story so many times of people burning money, not getting results, not getting a return. And so ideally, there's two main things that there's two main most important things you want to keep in mind if you're thinking about starting to run ads to your coaching offer or getting help with running ads to your coaching offer, right? One is probably the most simple and obvious one, and that is that of course, your offer needs to already be working, right? So ultimately, you want to already be getting some form of results and sales. You can also use ads to test offers, but you really have to have a lot of budget to experiment, and it can sometimes take very, very long for you to find winners. You also have to be able to iterate super quickly. So this is like the higher risk path, and it can in some cases be faster, but I always generally recommend that your offer already works. Okay, so this is like really, really, really important as a guiding principle, right? So if your offer works, then it's significantly better than testing, but not to say you can't test, but just keep in mind that ideally you want your offer to work. Okay. Now, the second thing needs to be basically your economics, right? So the moment you start running ads, you need to have offers that give you a powerful enough lifetime value. So what do I mean by that? For most coaches, what that means is you should have some form of more premium coaching packages, or more premium one-to-one packages that you are selling, right? But at the same time, ideally, you also want to have a way to scale your overall business, right? So, for example, if you're limited and let's say you do one-to-one sessions, I would recommend that you probably have a lower price program that is more automated or in the form of a community of some sort that you can essentially drive like much more volume into without it necessarily depending on every hour or every minute that you can actually give, right? So if you have this lower priced offer, this can really help you out a lot. If you're in a situation where your coaching is more one-to-one, or it's very, very hard for you to scale it in the form of a group coaching. Now, if you're someone with a group coaching and you're able to scale that, amazing, because then you don't necessarily need the low priced offer or anything really to help you build the scalability side of to help with more scalability, simply because you can just scale with more volume, right? And so generally there's two main funnels or two main strategies which I think are really, really powerful for either situation. So if you're in that instance where you're kind of like having a very catered one-to-one type thing, then I love to do like a low ticket product and have this like low ticket ascension strategy, right? So you have a low ticket, something that you can actually sell and scale into, and then you work with certain like individual clients in your one-to-one sessions, and at that point you already have a lot more volume. You can also be profitable to some degree. I just actually shot a case study of a woman who did this exact thing, and we were able to scale to over 6 figures per month in under a year. And I actually have that case study on my page, so yeah, you can check that out. If you have a massive group coaching, and let's say you have more premium packages, webinars are just super powerful for this exact same thing too. So long story short, without going into too much of unnecessary detail, I believe that the best time to start running ads is when you have an offer that already works to some good degree. You have people buying it, you have people who have a high interest in it, right? And or you're testing and you have just a lot of money to play around with. But I don't usually recommend you go the ads route for this, unless you have someone who's really seasoned and experienced. Like, for example, we test out offers now, but that's because we have tons of money to play with, and we've just seen so many different offers that we already have much stronger bets as to what might work, right? Even then, like, I don't know if it'll work, if the market really will even accept it, right? And so yeah, and then the second thing is you need to have the right economics, right? If you just have one-to-one sessions right now, or very personalized individual coaching, it's gonna be very difficult for you to scale with ads, if that, of course, depends on your one-to-one expertise, right? That's when you need something to liquidate, or to somehow some form of scalable delivery format, which could be that community, that low priced offer. If you have the group programs, that's also amazing. You can go straight into that, but you might need something like a webinar to get people into that type of thing, right? So yeah, this is really a big one, guys, just because it seems very obvious, but I know a lot of people who I speak to who just like they just want to get into ads and just want, like, maybe their titles of like Instagram organic and content and stuff like that. And I'll tell you that ads is not necessarily something that just solves the business's problems. It's just something that amplifies the situation of the business, right? So if you're getting results, it'll amplify it. If you don't get results, it'll amplify it, right? So this is a really important thing to keep in mind, right? So yeah, super simple video today. Just a commonly asked question that I wanted to speak about on my channel. Now, I go into more detail about marketing strategies, ads, funnel stuff that we're implementing into different coaching businesses to actually go out there and help them scale and reach those levels. And so if you want more content like that, then you can just drop a subscribe. And if you want to get help with growing your business, I also have a link to some resources below that can also help you get started directly with us. And yeah, awesome. But nonetheless, I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you one day on the beaches of the world. Cheers.